It's Bigg Vic TV. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. It's Bigg Vic TV. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Give me a thumbs up just for the intro.
What is up, guys? It's the homie Bigg Vic, and we are back in the building with another video. And today I am inside a Reason 11 suite, and yes, we have cooked up some goodness. But here's the point of this video. A lot of times you have to go and find old plugins that you kind of dabbled in but really didn't go in and really find some jewels inside that plugin. So what I did was I went and I dug up some plugins that I hadn't used in a while, which are fantastic VST plugins, and I wanted to create this vibe, sort of like a Ross laid back Maybach type feel. But then I was listening to the new Bryson Tiller album, and I wanted to kind of give this track a Bryson Tiller feel. So I think I got caught in the crosshairs, like kind of caught up in the middle, in between a vibe that I wanted to create. And I think I created something completely different by using plugins, some free plugins, and also some older plugins that I hadn't tapped back into for a while, you know, so I could find a sound that I was looking for. And I want to show you guys another trick, or I would say a small secret that a lot of producers use to give their production a bigger feel. So let's dive in. All right, so this first instrument that I used, it's an old instrument. Some of you guys may be familiar with one of my favorites that I hadn't used in a while, and it's XL. I know you guys are familiar with XL. Excuse me. But XL has some, man, beautiful pads in here. And you can actually go through and just listen to different instruments in here, man. This thing has a good variety of instruments, 250 actually, combination of sounds that you can use. So I went in here and I found this Alleyway 1014 instrument. So I just wanted something to give me a feel like that, and what I did was I went in here and I played this out. So this was the basis. This was like the very first thing I did, and I just wanted to create some sort of a foundation for this beat. And next thing I did was I wanted to add something on top of that, just to layer another instrument on here. So I went and pulled up a free plugin, the Loader Mini. Actually, I have to go back to this website because I keep getting emails that they have some more free sounds on the website that I can download for this plugin. So I got to do that. But I used this bell wind keys, and I layered these bells on top of this XL instrument. So let's check that out. So nothing really like super complicated. You guys know I like to make tracks start off very simple. Most of my production is kind of simple, you know, it's like not very complicated, but I can make them complicated when I'm actually in the process of arranging the beat. So most times you guys get loops from me, but it's basically the foundation of the track. So that was the next instrument I added. Then I wanted to start bringing in my drums. So the first thing I did was I went and found a hi-hat, went into my redrum, and pulled up some hi-hats. So let me turn this on. So I wanted to give it a, I guess a trappish maybe vibe to it. Trappish R&B-ish, trap soulish type vibe. So I added this hi-hat here. And of course, the drum sequencer made that very, very simple for me to do. So I went in there and added that. Then I went on to, what's funny is, the next instrument I did add before I even added a kick and my snare in there, I added a nice 808. I wanted to start it off with an 808 to kind of drive the beat. So I went in and used like a drill type of 808 with the slides. So it has a UK drill type 808 slide movement going on in between the beat as my bass. So let's check that out. Of course, you see I used the NN19. Shout out to Kickback Culture for dropping that new video showing how to create that UK drill feel using the 808 with those 808 slides. That was a dope video. Shout out to that. Shout out to her for that. So let's check this out. So that was the next instrument I added, and I wanted to still give it that trap soul feel. And then as I started building the track more, it started getting more into this really, really laid back vibe. So I wanted to add more percussion to it. So a little trick that I like to use is adding acoustic instruments around my drums, right? So let me bring in my kick and my snare and a couple other percussion instruments first before I add the acoustic kit. Before I let you guys hear the acoustic kit that I added into my drumming programming. So let's check that out. So that's the drums, my basic drums. Like that's my basic foundation for the drum line of my track. So a little trick, guys, that I like to do is I like to find acoustic kits. So I haven't used this acoustic kit in a while. This acoustic kit comes out of Heat Up 3, and this is actually the Studio Essentials expansion pack that I purchased, right? So I pulled up that and I added this into the track, and it actually really made the drums sound full. Like it was the extra glue that I added to my drums to make it sound great. So let's check that out. So now we have like this live instrumentation feel to it, along with that trap feel, you know, that laid back Ross type feel. So I wanted to take it from this Bryson Tiller vibe and kind of sway over to more of a Ross type feel. So in order for me to do that, you know, I had to go find some more instruments and some light horns, something jazzy, because a lot of times when you hear those type of tracks, Ross usually pops up on it. So I had to go and add that jazzy feel. So let's bring in the Loader Mini again, because inside of here I went and found some keys. A synth I add. It's called Gold Keys. This is also a free plugin. Let's check this out. So you hear that, right? So what I did was I went and I found one more brass. I added a brass on top of here, and I wanted to stack that particular instrument up with this brass. And boom. This may look familiar to some of you guys. Remember the old Studio Link plugins for Contact Player? So I pulled up the Maybach Kings, and it had the perfect horn in here for me, brass horn. So let's check that out. And I layered it on top of this other instrument. Let's bring that in. So, of course, it would not be complete if I didn't add some vocal chops out of Arcade. And this pretty much helped solidify the track for me. So let's pull that up. And let's play it, guys. Let's see what we got. But that is the track, guys. Of course, if you listen really closely, you can see that that acoustic kit really brought out the rest of my drums, and it made it sound that much fuller, and it adds that extra element to the production. To me, it gives it that Justice League type vibe that you hear them make for Rick Ross a lot of times when you hear a lot of live drums and you hear them breaking down the drums like with the toms and builds it back up for like the next verse or the chorus or something that's about to drop in. It gives me that vibe. So add something like that, add some elements like that to your production, your future production, and just see what it sounds like. See if it makes a difference in your production. Again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you have any questions, drop those comments below. If you're feeling the track, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. It's your homie Bigg Vic, man. Until the next time, I will see you guys. Always hustle, never stop growing. Peace.